things to consider if you have a mind that's mindful. You're mindful and think of mindfulness, and you have a brain, let's just say. Now listen. Alright, I'm arguing with this kid on YouTube about the greenhouse effect, right? Okay, now I'm gonna just talk and not go into details about what a bunch of fucking retarded, imbecilic, fucking dumb, idiotic assholes human beings are. Okay. Now, they say that the atmosphere of the Earth creates something called a greenhouse effect. Okay, and that certain gases can increase this greenhouse effect. Okay. Well, let's analyze what a greenhouse is. Let's just say that a greenhouse is a glass house, okay? Whatever a house is, I don't know. I'd have to look it up. I never have. I just always known what the house was. So, let's just say a greenhouse is a fucking house for plants. It helps to fucking create, it creates, climate change and the temperature increase due to the fact that the sun is hot. It has sun rays. The rays travel through the panels of the whatchamacallit, greenhouse, right? And somehow essentially it heats up the material on the inside, right? Okay. And then the air doesn't have a fucking chance to just blow across it like it would normally. So it's insulated essentially and it increases the temperature. Okay. It probably has very little to do with the fact that the sun rays can't bounce out directly out of it. You know what I mean? It has everything to do with like I'm in a box right now. Do you know what I mean? There's absolutely fucking no windows in here, and I guarantee you, it's hotter than the fucking outside. You understand? Now, there's not even a single fucking pane of fucking glass in this fucking box, okay? Right? It doesn't trap the fucking light or the fucking heat from the light. It traps the fucking heat, okay? Period. Has nothing to do with the light after it fucking heats up. The light's irrelevant. Pointless. Senseless. You understand? Has nothing to do with any fucking thing other than the fact that the fucking glass prevents the wind fucking blowing. Okay? So let's just fucking try to mangle people's minds with their fucking understanding of what a fucking greenhouse does in the first place. Okay? Number 2. Right? This is funny. I've just looked it up. Okay? Allegedly, if you put a thermometer fucking pointed, had a metal plate, put it on the International Space Station on the sun side, right? Now, during the day, the Earth is always facing the sun side. Nobody can argue with that fact, okay? Now, considering that the claim, okay, I've never done an independent verification of this test, that the temperature in space at the orbital altitude of the International Space Station reaches 250 degrees. Okay? Let's see here. I don't know. I cooked a pizza the other day at like 400. So I really don't have a fucking good reference frame for what 250 degrees is. You know what I mean? So... oh yes, I do. Water boils at 212 degrees. Okay, so essentially, the atmosphere. Well, I don't know. The hottest I've ever fucking seen it, right, on the surface of the Earth was like maybe I've seen 110 personally. Okay, that's about it. And I'm talking like outside of fucking, indoor. I'm talking like outside spaces, right? Not that I've ever been in inside spaces harder than 110, but I don't really check my. I don't should wear a thermometer, I think, but it's irrelevant right now. We're talking about now the difference between 250 and 110. Oh Jesus! Let's see it. In mathematical terms, not my math, but everybody else's math, is it's got to be what 140 degrees or something. So the surface of the Earth is 140 fucking degrees cooler than the area in space for the International Space Station. Fucking okay. So the fucking idea that the Earth in any manner whatsoever has anything to do with the resemblance of what a greenhouse accomplishes is absolutely, totally, and utterly fucking preposterous. But in its on its inception, okay, in its fucking perception of its conception of its precept, yeah, in the fucking anno fucking zero-eyed fucking blue fucking blooded red fucking blooded alpha fucking beta gamma fucking centrobod of fucking Ganymede, right? None of that shit makes any fucking sense. Neither does the fucking goddamn idea that the Earth operates in any fashion, in any fucking conjunction, in any correlation, or meant to say the atmosphere of the Earth, or you could say the Earth because the atmosphere, I guess, is essentially part of the Earth. Fucking resembles anything to do with a fucking greenhouse. Right? Zero. Okay? That's just number 2. Okay? This is for these fucking... Okay, like, I'm not gonna argue whether the Earth's fucking temperature raised 1 fucking degree in the last 100 years when we switched over from fucking goddamn using fucking mercury thermometers to fucking some other goddamn digital form thermometer where the fucking accuracy rate is fucking 2 degrees, okay? Where the fucking accuracy rate is plus or minus 2 degrees, all right? You understand? We haven't been monitoring the fucking Earth's temperature for long enough to even notice a fucking increase or decrease, okay? Right? Now look, CO2, this is number 3. CO2 is heavier than oxygen, okay? Carbon dioxide is heavier than oxygen. So, the thing I watched, okay, initially when the guy claimed that this is the proof of the fucking greenhouse effect, he had CO2 in a fish tank, okay? Now, I don't remember the experiment. I just remember, like, what he did was he took a fucking fish tank, put CO2 in it, put heat above it, and another fish tank where he just had air, I think. And he said he demonstrated that this proves the greenhouse effect because the temperature in the fucking tank with the fucking CO2 was an increased amount higher than the one without the CO2. Okay, now that's a fucking fish tank, right? Now, that's like 3A, right? The 3A would be the comparison between the confines of a square glass box, which is similar to a greenhouse, except like up fucking side down, right? With no floor on the roof part. You know what I mean? Okay. Now, you have to compare the fucking square box of a fish tank to the sphere that is the Earth, right? And understand that the fucking comparison is not even logical. And when you consider that CO2 is heavier than oxygen, okay, the CO2 would fucking go to the lowest. And okay, so now the only chance you have is a situation that I'll agree to that a valley somewhere between like four mountains, okay, and a valley somewhere where they produce a lot of fucking carbon dioxide from the cars or what have you, probably might increase in temperature more so than what would be considered to say normal, right? And could be argued that yes, the fucking temperature could increase from a regional general regional fucking space, okay? You know, like the microclimate of say some valley in California, you know, could increase the fuck, you know what I mean? But the overall fucking temperature of the earth, no. Okay? Now I watch a video that says that the greenhouse effect is caused when sunlight hits the ground, bounces back up, and hits a fucking CO2 atom. Now the experiment that I saw originally had a whole fucking goddamn bin, you know, a glass bin, i.e. a fish tank full of fucking CO2. He wasn't bouncing fucking sunlight fucking ray particles off of a fucking piece of fucking randomly floating fucking CO2. Okay? Nada. Now they show all these CO2 particles floating up in the atmosphere. They show fucking sunlight rays fucking hitting the fucking Earth's atmosphere. Okay? Now listen, right? CO2 is heavier than the oxygen. Okay? So if anything, CO2 is fucking traveling down a fucking valley, okay, into a fucking goddamn, over the top of a lake, down the fucking bottom of the Grand Canyon, traveling out to the fucking surface of the fucking ocean and being equally distributed on the fucking surface of the ocean, right? Which might consider that, say, maybe fucking... I want to know how my fucking oxygen levels are doing, okay? I'm not even concerned with CO2. You know what I mean? Like, they it's like, I don't know, the niggers in prison, some of the wise niggers in prison used to say, not necessarily to me or not, but to other motherfuckers, right? They would say, worrying about the wrong thing. You know what I mean? Right? They'd be like, worried about the wrong thing. You know what I mean? Like, you're worried about CO2 levels, and meanwhile, they're fucking snickering in the background while your fucking oxygen levels are fucking dropping. You know what I mean? It's like, what the fuck is wrong with you people? Right? Now, this is going to be the overview. So I've already said everything I needed to say in this video, right? Whereas you got a situation where as to the earth, the atmosphere of the earth actually, number one, cools. Like, I don't know, maybe I should have got the fucking freezer that had a fucking piece of glass so I could look down inside of it, which would be completely, totally fucking pointless. Like, I don't know, an ice box is a sealed container where fucking shit is cooler than fucking... So basically, they should call it the fucking ice box effect. No, because ice is colder than the fucking atmosphere sometimes in the area. It never gets below zero. So, a fan cools things down. Should we call it the fucking fan effect? No, because the fan's a rotational thing and fucking... Although the Earth rotates. Maybe we should call it the fucking refrigerator. Yeah, man. Because things in the refrigerator don't fucking cool down to freezing often. Sometimes maybe it's hard to say depending on what your fucking local general settings are at, right? Depending on what part of the Earth you're at. I mean, refrigerator you're in. Or how high and fucking low it's set. Your altitude, I guess, of your latitude or longitude. I get those confused on occasion. Would it be your latitude or longitude? Latitude, yeah, there you go. Right. No, longitude. No, latitude. Damn it. Any rate, I don't spend enough time on a boat to really consider to fucking give a fuck care whether or not, you know, what's the differences between the two of them. I have to come up with, like, you know... I came up with a funny, interesting, I think, way of determining when I was in class. And I told the other kids, some of the other kids, well, when I was in school, I would just call them other people, and I'm just being stupid on purpose because I just fucking debunked the fucking last goddamn 30 fucking years of conventional fucking wisdom, which is fucking total nonsense, right? They told the kid about horizon. How you remember the term horizon, you think of a whore laying on her back, and that's the horizon, right? I know the difference between, like, you know, horizontal and vertical, but like lat and longe, okay, latitude, it's crazy because it's a fucking point that extends like upward and outwards in both directions. It's really kind of confusing unless you could come up with some sort of fucking mental mind trick to remember the difference between the two of them. It'd be, I remember the fucking prize, George Harrington was for longitude, right? Yeah, latitude. So the higher and lower latitude you get to go to. Anyway, so that's easy enough way to remember it. But so yeah, not every scientist, because there's actually some scientists that disagree with the notion of the greenhouse effect. But like, you know, these really stupid fucking total dumbass fuck. And I'm not gonna tell you that this is an excuse just because the Earth actually fucking cools fucking you know, interstellar fucking space, right? Due to the fucking atmosphere, right? Because there's also nighttime. Maybe because there's such thing as a nighttime, the Earth doesn't get so hot. So maybe the reason why the fucking atmosphere makes it so that you doesn't get to 250 fucking degrees is the Earth rotates and then there's like fucking darkness, and that's why it doesn't get 200 fucking 50 degrees, right? But if anything, it's fucking so we don't have any spinning fucking greenhouses, right? Okay, but so I don't know. I've seen fans sticking in the fucking asshole side of a greenhouse before. I didn't really understand that. But maybe it gets too hot and then you need to cool it down some. You know what I mean? Right? I don't understand the difference between heating and cooling. You know what I mean? Because, like, fucking wintertime, right? Like, 72 is a completely different fucking temperature than the summertime, somehow, or not. Right? And somehow you have to go between, like, heating and cooling.